everybody, and welcome to this month's Speaker Spotlight for NSA Carolinas. My name is Sharon Delaney McCloud. I'm a television journalist turned speaker and corporate trainer, and I am so excited to bring you our guest this month, who is Jason Gillikin, who is VP of Audience Growth and Development at Walk West, which is an three-time Inc. 5000 company, digital marketing agency extraordinaire based in the Raleigh-Durham market. But Jason, you also might recognize him from his foundations as the original Earfluence founder, which is a podcasting company gone viral like bananas, right? Hey, Jason.
Hey, Sharon, thank you for having me. Yeah, we started Earfluence back in 2019. You were super helpful with that. I remember going into your office at Walk West and talking so often about what we can do for podcasting, what we could do for media training, all those different things. And thank you for your help and guidance all these years.
And to watch you, Jason, and the growth and the number of companies, brands, thought leaders, people who are doing amazing things in our community, and how you have amplified their voices and helped transform different communities all over the place.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what NSA Carolinas does, right? We want to amplify each other's expertise. And that's what NSA does. That's what Earfluence did. And that's what Walk West does now. And we were just so fortunate to work with so many amazing people along the way, just true pillars of their industry and thought leaders, I'm not going to say it was easy, but it was so much easier when we're working with amazing people.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of your big strengths, Jason. You see people's potential in storytelling beyond what they even see.
Thank you.
Would you agree with that? Give us a story about someone that is almost like the person who's a little bit unsure of how their story could make a difference, and how you help shape that and bring that to the world.
I'll start from the beginning with my wife's podcast. So back in 2018, I convinced her to start a podcast. And Sharon, I don't think she had ever listened to a podcast before, but I was just so, I usually say annoying, but I'm just going to go with persistent. I was so persistent in saying that she needed to start a podcast because she was a wedding planner and she had all these amazing stories to tell about somebody's hair caught on fire at the sparkler exit, or one time the caterer served ham at a Muslim wedding, and then one time she had to kick a bridesmaid out of a wedding as she's about to walk down the aisle. I mean, just wild stories, and we thought it would be Megan and her guests, which would be industry people also, sharing all these wild stories. And that's not what happened, though. What happened was it was the wedding vendor education that resonated and how to be a better wedding pro. And so all of a sudden, Megan was seen as a thought leader in the space, and doors started opening up for her for speaking and consulting. And so we were able to figure out what her story was just by starting to record a podcast. And now she is this wedding industry, I brag a little bit, but she's a wedding industry icon right now. And she's on the biggest stages of these wedding events. And that's from starting to understand her story and her value.
That's amazing. Wow.
Thank you.
I think that you, having joined NSA and NSA Carolinas, we are proud to have you as a part of our membership. You're meeting all sorts of different speakers. Do you see that potential for them too?
Oh, absolutely. And what speakers need to do is go on podcasts, practice what they want to say, practice their keynotes, practice their talking points in different podcasts, get all this content out there. So there's so much that can be done with podcasting from a speaker perspective. And yes, I see that all the time. We work with some pretty impressive speakers now. Larry Long, of course, has been a guest on a lot of our
Oh yeah.
podcasts. We did
Yeah.
an episode with him called Mulligans and Mishaps,
Oh,
where we go on the golf course and talk about the biggest mistakes that we've made and the decisions which we wish we had a mulligan on. And Larry, of course, was phenomenal with that. But Sarah Glova from NSA Carolinas, she hosted one of our podcasts, and then she's just a consistent guest on so many different podcasts. It just allows her to practice what she's talking about in her workshops, in her keynotes, and in everything else. So yeah, absolutely.
and I feel like for speakers who are looking for a new way to extend what they're already talking about, right? I mean, that's part of, the marketing as a speaker. You can repurpose what you already have in different channels. And for those who have not thought about doing a podcast, what would be your first piece of advice if they are considering that?
So you nailed it with repurposing content. We're about to launch a new program called 30 and 30 because people are super busy. So give us 30 minutes of your time and we'll give you 30 pieces of content. You can have content for a month plus. And
What?
this is short form videos are so hot right now. So this is a lot of short form videos. This is articles. This is newsletters. This is full length podcasts, full length video podcasts. But if you can have a podcast and just press record and just make the mistakes, but get great content while you're doing it, you can repurpose it for so many different things. So if that's something that anybody listening to this, watching this is interested in, 30 and 30, we'll give a discount for NSA Carolinas members, of course. But it's all about repurposing that content for all the different platforms.
Wow. That's a terrific offer. So thank you so much. And we want to be able to put that in the member section of our website so they can see what's available because there's so many different benefits people don't even realize are available. But even just having an expert like you who has launched many podcasts for different people and companies, this is such a great area for people to get their information. All right, as we wrap up, what is one of the funniest podcast stories you can tell us?
Oh, man. Funniest podcast story. Oh boy. I feel like there are so many. One that comes to mind is the episode that I just put out with Larry Long, where Larry,
Oh yeah.
he tells the same jokes all the time. And he did that to me. I've heard this joke 5 times and he still got me. He still got me. Sharon, I'm not kidding. So we're driving on the golf cart. We've got the GoPro set up. We're recording. And he says to me, I'm Tiger Woods' cousin, right? I was like, wait, what? And like, I've heard this joke before.
Yeah.
And he still gets me. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, I'm Larry hit it in the woods. I'm
Hit
like,
it in the
oh,
woods. Yeah.
dang it.
Every time.
Every single time. But that's one that comes to mind. But there's always fun in podcasting, and some of the funniest things that happen are when things don't go as well as we had hoped, and maybe we missed a or like the guest wasn't prepared, so we have to say that we didn't record it. So like all those some things that we do for our clients just to have their back.
Oh my gosh. So then they get a chance to try again.
Yeah.
And of course, there is editing, the magic of editing, right?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for spending a little time with us and being our speaker spotlight this month. For people who want to know how to get a hold of you, Jason, what's your deets or what's the quickest, easiest way to find you?
Absolutely. So I'm on LinkedIn. So find Jason Gillikin at Walk West on LinkedIn. And then you can also email me, jgillikin@walkwest.com.
And of course, at NSA Carolinas.
Absolutely.
All right.
Sharon, thank you so much for having me on this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. We'll see you next time.
All right.